In the last cartoon analysis video, I ran a poll on who's your favorite character, and Eclipsa dominated. Stay till the end of this video so you can also vote on a poll which will be featured in the next cartoon analysis video. But for now, I know I'm opening a lot of can of worms with this video. Prepare for a bloodbath. 1. This video will be critical, analytical, and factual. 2. I will try to the utmost best of my ability to leave out all bias and favoritism. And 3. You guys have to promise me that by the end of this video, y'all won't be upset by my decision or verdict. Now, right off the bat, I'll make it clear that I personally believe Korra is the better avatar. Shocking, since she's likely my least favorite character of the whole dang show. Both combined. But remember, we aren't talking about the best character development, best fight scenes, animations, or any of that. We are talking about who was the better avatar, Aang or Korra, the Last Airbender or the Legend. Now I'm going to split this into 3 main categories because I like the number 3 and my birthday's coming up. Now the categories will be: first, foes the avatars in question defeated; second, the avatar's personal struggles; and third, how much balance did they actually bring to the world? Because at the end of the day, the avatar's job is to bring balance to the human and spirit realm. Now again, making this video will be hard, but I'm up for the challenge. But before we look towards these 2 avatars, let's take a look at the past. I'm talking about Avatar Roku, Kyoshi, what's his face, what's her name, and Avatar Wong, the first avatar. Really subtle on the naming there, guys. Now with Avatar Roku, if you apply these rules to him, he failed at being an avatar in every way possible. Sorry Roku. Roku never really defeated his enemy. His personal struggle was a cute love story betrayal saga, and he was in fact the avatar that paved the way for the worst imbalance possible to be wreaked on their world. Sorry if I'm being too harsh, but he really was a terrible avatar, probably the worst. Avatar Kuruk. Okay, nope, this guy was the worst. He got killed due to love, and if he had been in the avatar state when it happened, he risked the end of all of this. Very reckless. Avatar Kyoshi. Meh, she's okay. Avatar Yang Chen. I like her hair. And then we have Wong, the guy who started it all. Well, Wong was in fact the one that freed Vaatu but later defeated him, so check. He struggled with his people, the spirits, and dedicated his life to bringing balance to the world. He was there when the spirits he loved wiped out the people he grew up with, and he had to take responsibility for his mistakes that put the world in grave danger. He invented the concept of getting bending and keeping it and acquiring others, and started the whole cycle we now know today. P.S. The first avatar was a firebender? And in regards to how much balance Wong brought to the world, he sadly died without accomplishing his wishes, so he fails that, I guess? But a 2 out of 3 ain't half bad. Moving on, now let's apply these same things to Aang and Korra. Foes the avatars in question defeated. Now, it's no argument that Korra has faced more antagonists than Aang. Where Aang had Fire Lord Ozai, Korra had Amon the Equalist, Unavaatu, Zahir the Anarchist, and Kuvira the Conqueror. That's a lot of boxes being checked. Now, me and Jay had an argument over this where he feels that Aang, being younger than Korra, his struggle to defeat Ozai holds just as much weight than when Korra defeated her own foes. Now, I understand that mindset, but Aang was what, 12? And Korra was 16, 17? Not much difference to me, but again, I get it. You've got this relative kid going up against a power-crazed megamaniac, and on the other side, you've got this young adult going up against different, more extreme versions of the same. I'd sum up, one Kuvira is equal to one Ozai. Both had the same ideologies in a twisted way, and both did whatever it took to expand their empires and nations. I'd even go so far and say Kuvira and Amon equal one Ozai, seeing as Ozai wanted to purge the world of other benders, similar to Amon wanted for all benders. But that still leaves Korra with 2 more foes above Aang. You could also argue Aang had more struggles because the Fire Nation won and it felt like everywhere he went the whole world was against him, but Korra's foes also had mass followings and minions, but they pale in comparison to the ones Aang had to face. But regardless, I have to give Korra the medal for more foes she's had to defeat during her lifespan. Each one she's faced may be underwhelming when compared to Ozai singularly. singularly, but combined they are just too much. If you want to understand my mindset, try switching the avatars and ask yourself, would they be able to defeat them? How would Korra do up against Ozai? I feel she'd have taken him down pretty easily, but put Aang up against Amon and Zahir's ideologies alone and Aang would crumble, no questions asked. This round goes to Korra. The Avatar's personal struggles. Oh boy, this is a hard one. First, let's get Korra out of the way. Now, off the bat, you'd probably say, struggles? What struggle did Korra face?
You're not sleeping, you're barely eating. You're going to get through this. Oh, I love you so much.
The mind can be a powerful ally, or your greatest enemy. Now, I want you to try taking a step.
Now, I previously also thought Korra didn't really have much to complain about, especially in season 3. But my dear God, when I realized that what she suffered from was PTSD, I felt like a dick. I just wanted Korra to get up, get over things and move on. She did it with Amon, she did it with Unalaq, so why not Zahir? Well, mental issues are a whole nother monster to deal with. I can relate. Coupled with temporarily being crippled or disabled or whatever the correct term is, must have been hell on earth for Korra. Severe PTSD and being immobile must have really hurt her confidence and her ability to do things. She must have felt trapped in her own body and mind. And whereas we're used to Korra just shaking off everything that happens to her, she can't just do this here. And that held a lot more weight than I thought it would once I revisited everything and rethought it over in my mind. Her personal struggles were basically her learning to airbend. That is generally about it. And by season 2 and 3, she didn't really have much else to combat on a personal, deep and emotional level. Probably why her character is so flat. Ha! For once, we agree. Now when we flip the coin and look at the other avatar in question, man, do we got some issues. Let's list them off, shall we? 1. Aang didn't want to face or accept his responsibilities as Avatar, his leaving resulting in the disarray and chaos the world was subjected to for 100 years. A lot, if you ask me. Aang leaving was probably a good thing because he might have gotten killed anyway, but then his powers would go to a waterbender at the time, so it could have still worked out, but also the Fire Nation could just keep him locked up and let him die of old age, so there's that. 2. He didn't know anything. 3. He had to overcome his own personal belief to learn an element he just didn't like at all. 4. Preteen hormones. 5. He has to accept the fact that almost everyone he's ever loved or cared about is gone and he's relatively alone in the world. Being the last of his tribe, culture and race, Aang was in fact the last true-blooded airbender. Tenzin is half airbender and his kids are a quarter. 6. He has the moral dilemma of coming to grips with the fact that everyone wanted him to end a life. 7. To achieve and unlock the avatar state, he had to let go of the very thing he loved the most. And now saying that out loud, aww, this is so sweet. He couldn't let go of her. But wait, after he did, he'd let go of all his earthly attachments. Aang should be able to fly. He still had Momo, Appa and his hang glider. Touché. 8. He had to come to grips with the fact he failed at one point. 9. Being consumed by evil itself and defeating it through what? Willpower? Your own light and goodness? They never really explained that. And 10. This shit. Now don't get it twisted. These are all personal struggles. Not one of these things had to do with raw strength and power. Aang represented in this round and goes home with the championship belt. How much balance did they actually bring to the world? Dear God, please save me from this video. I can practically see the death threats coming in at this point because we are going into this round at a draw and my heart is legit pounding at the results. How much balance did both avatars bring to the world? Well, the truth of the matter is Korra sorta did. Now wait, there is an asterisk that comes with that verdict. Please don't crucify me. Aang was only able to bring balance to the world, the human realm, which in and of itself is awe-inspiring. A 12-year-old kid accomplishing that makes me wonder what the hell I'm actually doing with my life. But there is a reason why Korra is referred to as a legend, as flat as her character may be. She brought peace and stability to both worlds, ushering in a new era that only ever happened 10,000 years ago, all the way back to the beginning. Are you joking me? And to top it all off, she created a new spirit portal. Assimilate that information for a bit. Korra, who in the beginning had no spiritual connection whatsoever, by the end of the series created a new gateway into the spirit realm. Most people came and met the world that way, having two portals, and one only being able to manipulate and close them during harmonic conversions. But this badass bitch just opened one on a regular old Tuesday. I think Korra's greatest weapon was not her ability to connect to the spirit realm or how good of a bender she was, but her connection to raw energy. Even with her avatar powers taken, she was able to energy bend. My god, how pissed am I right now? Legend of Korra could have been a magnificent series if Nickelodeon hadn't completely screwed everything up. If all these plot points had been allowed to grow beyond just one season and were developed the way the creators expertly could, this could have been a masterpiece of epic proportions. But yeah, Korra wins this one, but there's a catch. For her utter lack of development and unlikability, you hold more gravity in Aang's ability to bring balance to the world than Korra's. And the biggest factor of all is Aang needed to bring balance to the world because we had a madman planning to commit mass genocide. But Korra didn't really need to bring humans and spirits together. It was nice and created harmony, I think, but it wasn't much needed. And all of Korra's other protagonists weren't gonna create imbalance to that massive scale or extent, right? Most of their own chaos and anarchy is resolved around a city, a nation, but it wasn't worldwide and they did not wipe out an entire race. Maybe you could argue that for Zahir, but he just wanted to create chaos and get rid of the avatar. That's a whole nother process. We're not gonna talk about that. So it's a tie. Hooray! Everybody's a winner, nobody lost. So in essence, everybody lost and no one's a winner. But in all honesty, no one can definitively say who was the best or worst. Who am I to make such grand conclusions and put labels and titles to things that just come down to personal preference? Like Jay's reason for valuing Aang as the better avatar isn't sexist, I hope, and my reasons for valuing Korra more isn't feminist. Again, I do not like her. I much prefer Aang and I'm not a feminist.
Yeah, she's a low-key feminist.
Shut up. So please don't rate your best avatar based on gender or age. Okay, maybe age, but don't turn this into a girls have more trouble blah 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 or boys are being attacked on ho ho ho. No. Base your decision on actual merits and points and struggles. So okay, I've given you a rough overview on what each avatar did, what they accomplished, and what they've left behind. Now it's time for you to let me know which avatar you thought was better or did a better job. Vote in the cards which side you are on, Team Aang or Team Korra. And that's not to say which is your favorite avatar, because to me, my favorite would have to be Avatar Wong. I like him. I like the hair, I like the design, and I like the rebellious attitude. I just like him. Avatar Roku is also a top contender because he's old and wise, and I got a sort of Iroh feel to him. If anyone should get the title of best avatar, then it should be Iroh. The dude escaped death and ascended to the spirit realm. Dear God, what a badass. I'll have a second poll running on who is your favorite avatar. The results for both polls will be revealed in their next cartoon analysis video. It's gonna be about Miraculous. So I guess that will be all from me. I hope this video helped you view things a little differently, and I encourage you to share this with anyone who you think would find this remotely interesting. Hey, I gotta beat the YouTube algorithm some way, don't I? Also, if you have a topic on a cartoon you want me to critically analyze, kindly comment it separately below below. I like doing videos like this and I won't mind doing one any of your requests. If you want to bypass that option, I have a tier on my Patreon that requires me to make one of your videos for each month you donate, and you also get to see what I look like. Go check it out in case you see anything you like. But anyway, that'll be all from me, folks. Thanks so much for clicking to watch. You know the drill, so please say it with me. Please don't forget to read my books on Wattpad, support me on Patreon, and follow me on Twitter. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay forever awesome. This is TVC signing out.